When I was told that I had PCOS, I was really hoping that someone was trying to tell me that this meant pretty cute ovaries, Sista. Okay, so maybe it didn't. It actually means Polycystic ovarian syndrome. And if you know someone who has cysts, or if you yourself suffer from them, then you're gonna love my top 5 tips on how you can prevent or even use your food as medicine to get rid of them. So welcome, I'm Melissa Ramos from Sexy Food Therapy, and this is another week of your Red Couch Confessions. So if you've been following my blog, then maybe you would have known that about last summer I had to be rushed to hospital because while I thought I was having appendicitis, I was actually had a ruptured cyst where it tore off a piece of my ovary and it left me with a 6-inch incision. Now generally I like to tell people that I was in Africa traveling through the safari and I wrestled with a lion and it attacked me, but I came out on top. I was walking through a dark alley and got into a massive knife fight while I was trying to save this woman who was getting mugged. Okay, so there are a bunch of stories. But truly, having this scar and going through a laparotomy, which was an emergency surgery because I had blood filling up right to my lungs and it was covering all of my kidneys, is a very extreme case because this doesn't exactly happen to everyone who has cysts within their ovaries. Unfortunately, it happened to me and it almost took my life last summer around my birthday. So instead, if you just even suffer from them and you want to be able to prevent them, I did learn a lot of things, so here it is, and I'm going to break it down to you. Number 1, don't be sweet, get bitter. Sweets and refined sugars, all the white bad stuff, white rice, white pasta, white bread, white sugar, all of that stuff in excess ends up creating what we say in Chinese medicine, dampness. Dampness congeals and creates cysts in the body. And now bitter, on the opposite hand, actually astringes things and it actually helps to move the liver as much as possible, which we need when we're having problems with any sort of estrogen related issues like cysts. So having those sort of bitters will help to drain the dampness as much as possible. Number 2. Eat an anti-inflammatory diet. I would suggest tailoring down your meat consumption or even eliminating it and going for a lighter vegetarian fare. Meat consumption and dairy tends to accumulate a lot of what we were calling before dampness in the system, and those create cysts. So having a lighter vegetarian fare and maybe even adding a little bit of fish. Yeah, that was my fish impression. Make sure that you add in a lot of green foods, especially bitter ones. We're going back to those bitter properties again, like watercress, arugula, having great power protein foods like quinoa, but making sure that greens take up the majority of your plate because we want to lighten up the diet versus having foods that are going to weigh us down. Number 3. Alright, so going with that green movement, I definitely would say green it up. Greens help to fuel the liver. They help to move the liver's qi, which is sort of the liver's vital energy. Because when that liver's energy is stuck, it's unable to be able to move out all the bad estrogens that actually end up causing these things like cysts in our system, to name a few. Number 4. Lemon water. I know it seems so basic and I keep harping on the wonderful benefits of water, but when we don't drink water, that qi that I was talking about, that vital energy, becomes stuck, and what happens? Things begin to move very slowly and we end up getting congealed properties into us like cysts. Number 5. I'm going to tell you a little bit about some supplements that definitely you should know. One is the one that I think is amazing, is E3 Live. It is a blue-green algae supplement. It comes in liquid and also in capsule form, but I prefer the frozen liquid. And you can add it to smoothies and so forth. But it's what we call a COX-2 inhibitor. Yeah, I said COX. It actually helps to reduce inflammation. And going back to the whole eat an anti-inflammatory diet, E3 Live should be a very big part of that. The other supplement that I would recommend for you now that we're in the spring-summer time of year is to really focus in on the liver. So looking at things that have milk thistle in them, dandelion, these are amazing types of herbs that can be found in supplements and are sometimes combined with other components that help to take out those bad estrogens. Alright everyone, thank you so much. This is another week of the Red Couch Confessions, and I am Melissa Ramos from Sexy Food Therapy. I would love to hear from you of your questions, comments, and confessions. Just email me at melissa@sexyfoodtherapy.com, and I look forward to hearing you and talking to you next week. Thanks, and have yourself a healthy, happy, and sexy day. Bye.